Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. In this game, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Atlanta Hawks at Phillips Arena. Well, for Atlanta, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college. Jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave. Financial responsibility, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack of Shaq was created. I was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man, Dick Vitale, say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So I didn't want to go back, get hurt, and possibly drop.
Yeah, because you could have been #2 if you stayed a year. I'll tell you. But, this guy, Freak, because if you would have played in that era with Freak, I don't know, Shaq. This guy, he left school early, but he is something unique, different. But I thought bringing his skills to the NBA was big because that helps refine your game a little bit. He's ready. This guy was ready, Shaq.
I have an announcement. You know why he plays so well?
Why?
I'm his father.
Dun, 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 dun.
Love you, son. Congratulations.
That's one of the warmest and fuzziest stories I've heard all season long.
Way to keep up with him his whole life.
I've been working.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. They're ready for the tip. I've been working.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA Basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets. Last year was a lopsided affair as they were able to take all 4 games in the... A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Spates checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Gary Neal. And Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So for Brooklyn now, Robinson is out there with Lance Thomas. Then there's Maurice Spates, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the point.
Points per game, 9th and second chance points. And they were in the top 10 in grabbing rebounds as well. That's not too shabby. The top 10 on the glass, I'll take that.
And back to their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. Kind of an old school stat, but sometimes pace of play can factor in. But make no mistake, they made things difficult for their opponent. And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are a concern, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Freak kicks to Dudley from 12 feet out. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. Number 5, the Hawks.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
Bogdanovich powered down after the assist, led him into the lane.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague.
And taking a look here at some stats for Jeff Teague. How he did last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. There's a screen by Robinson. Off the screen, and he goes in for the dunk.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Outside, Scott. Shot to stop the run. First shot, first best. He's out of the blocks fast.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Nets leading by 8. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Spates sets a screen. Kicks to Thomas. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The dish to Bogdanovich. Pass to Thomas. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, they were just pounded on the inside, particularly on that backboard. That was a huge disadvantage for them.
Well, that's always a disadvantage when you get blasted on the glass. They needed to do a much better job of getting inside position, and if you can't do that, there's going to be a long day on the backboards.
The Hawks trail by 8. T kicks to Scott. Freak passes to Dudley. Dishes it to Splitter. The feed to Dudley. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Dudley's got his first 2 points. The Nets have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Here's Bogdanovich. And the Nets miss again.
The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
To the left side wing. Dudley dishes to Splitter. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Second free throw, no good. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to Miami.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Robinson. Shot clock at 2. They get it back. Outside for Thomas. He dishes it to Spates. Wide open shot is on the money. And the Nets lead by 7. Atlanta's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Freak passes to Scott. Over to the wing. And a wide open look for Freak. It's hauled in by Thomas. For Brooklyn, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. He feeds it to Spates. Shot is no good. Nice D from Scott.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Bogdanovich. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Right side Robinson. The 9-foot shot. The second effort. And again, it's Maurice Spates. Spates has got his second bucket of the night.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yeah, +5. As you mentioned, that didn't take very long, did it?
Now, Freak. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And he also made an impact on defense, guys. 3 block shots over the course of the game.
Shoots. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Nets lead by 9. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. We sat down with Freak to discuss how he's handling the loss of his close friend.
You know, Vic was my brother. Blood couldn't have made us any closer. And everything feels like it just happened yesterday. So I'm just trying to take things one day at a time, you know. I'm very grateful for my family, my teammates and coaches for supporting me during this difficult season. I miss Vic, but I'll press on. Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to Freak Clark and his family.
Without question, I mean, it's a really difficult road to navigate, the loss of a loved one or a close friend. And sometimes, even though it's difficult, with that kind of weight on your heart, the focus you have to give to the game can sometimes be a source of solitude, because you really can't be thinking about anything else when you get between those lines. And sometimes that can be helpful in the process of moving forward.
Well said. Your perspective is always appreciated.
Appreciate that, Kevin.
Different look here. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. Dudley comes in for Cephalosha. Teague is checked in for Kyle Korver. And Freak subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for Brooklyn, Spates checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Thomas. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons made some major contributions. He ended with 25 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. A truly dominating game from him in what was hopefully a sign of things to come. At least that's how the franchise is thinking, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
And the new beginning here, if you will, for Freak. Changed the front of his jersey, and he's looking to have a fresh start with his new team.
And, you know, that can be a bit of a whirlwind when you move from one team to another, Kevin. But Freak certainly has the talent to hopefully be able to work smoothly through it. He knows he's got to stay focused on the court, and he has shown the ability to do that.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Robinson, that's good.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Out to the right wing. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
Well, Kevin, we've got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. Second in free throw percentage, fifth in three-point shooting. And they were in the top half of the league in block shots, so not a very intimidating team, but nonetheless a solid defensive team.
And looking back at their superb free throw percentage, it speaks volumes about their skill level and mental focus. They had very few letdowns in concentration.
And it's Freak missing.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Spates uses the glass to finish the layup. And it's a 9-point Nets lead.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
The pass to Freak. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And good on the basket. Book it. Bogdanovich has got the lead up to 11 now for Brooklyn.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
He kicks to Freak. High arcing shot. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Scott.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
Feeds it to Neal. At the top of the key, Spates. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Hollis Jefferson's got 10.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Here's Bogdanovich. He's guarded by Dudley. Passes it to Neal. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Hawks.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Dudley dishes to Scott. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. He has 7.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. T covering. Shots good by Neal.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Back to Scott. Kicks it to Freak. Outside Teague. Past the splitter. Can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. There's a screen by Robinson. Now the dish to Neal. Teague on the double team. Here's Hollis Jefferson. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6. Oh, that's blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. On defense, Brooklyn. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Scott can't get it to go.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Up top, Spates. To the inside. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Freak. And here's Dudley for 3. And so that brings the first half to a close. Nets out in front, up 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, obviously a lot of ground for you guys to make up in that second half. Do you expect Coach to shake things up to try to jumpstart you here in the third?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. We came out and laid an egg that first half, straight up. Right now, any change to wake us up would be welcome. But we know we can play a lot better than that.
Hang tough, young man. Kevin, this league is not easy on the young ones.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway. So we'll get back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Some changes for Brooklyn. Spates checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Thomas subbed in for Gary Neal. Freak, he's in at point guard. Splitter is out there with Scott. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Teague in at the shooting guard. So that's the Hawks 5. Clock at 6. Here's Bogdanovich. And the Nets miss again.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Brooklyn leading by 11. Dishes it to Jack. Misses off the left iron.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Splitter kicks to Teague. Here's the teardrop, and he sinks the layup. Teague's got it back down to single digits for the Hawks.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Left side, Jack. Cans the 12-footer. Jack's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Freak passes to Teague. Teardrop shot. Rebounded by the Nets. Spates has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Jack with a screen on Splitter. Spates sets a screen. There's a screen. Thomas dishes to Bogdanovich. Robinson kicks to Bogdanovich. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Freak. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Teague drives in.
Move the ball.
To the middle. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I got to play without fouling.
Gary Neal's checked in for Jarrett Jack. And both free throws good from Freak. Brooklyn leading by 9. Here's Bogdanovich. He's got 8. The feed to Thomas. He dishes it to Neal. 17-foot shot on the way. Here's Robinson, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe. Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
The shot is off. Great D that time from Teague. The Hawks working the ball around. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Freak. Freak's got 6. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Bogdanovich, nice D from Scott.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Teague, the pass to Dudley. 1:32 left to play in the third. Thomas kicks to Spates to the inside. Here's Bogdanovich. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nets.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Thomas dishes to Neal. At the top of the key, Spates. 1:10 left here in the third quarter. Bogdanovich passes to Spates. Just 5 to shoot. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Spates has got 9.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Out to the wing. Right side Robinson, inside. Lets it go from 11. Thomas's shot is off. The Hawks trail by 14. Here's Dudley. It's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got his 3rd rebound tonight. The pass to Spates. He feeds it to Thomas. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. At the top of the key, Neal. Spates kicks to Neal. From outside, off the mark. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Nets lead by 14. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich comes in for Jarrett Jack. Atlanta's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. So for Brooklyn now, Gary Neal is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Young, then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 spot. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and 1.
2 shots.
And both free throws good from Freak. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Nets.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
Well, it deflates the opposition when you can be pesky defensively, and then it sparks your offense, and that's what happened for them. When you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
We'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.